I think I could draw before I could walk, it was just always there. Like I don't ever remember not being able to draw. And for some reason, my brain is just tweaked that way where it just made sense. I was born with that epilepsy and it developed into severe epilepsy and then ended up having kidney problems and other neurological problems and was in and out of hospitals my entire childhood and having a kidney removed or being in there for this or for that, and art was always my way of dealing with that. I drew every day. Whenever you're drawing something, you're not thinking about anything in the future, you're not worried about the past, you're just right there in that moment. I thought I was so smart because I thought, if I have a scrap of paper and a broken pencil, I can still draw. All the way up until college when I lost my eyesight, and then I thought I'd lost art forever. It wasn't even a thought in my mind, that I would still be able to do it. But then, incredibly, art found a way back into my life, and I started being able to create things, really small things. So art had a way of coming to me when I was a child, when I needed it, and then always stayed with me. And then when I thought I'd lost it, it came back into my life and put a new vision in my life, really. Whenever I lost my eyesight, I had drawn every day, ever since I was a kid. And one of the hard parts was that I was trapped in my own mind, and I couldn't, I was trapped in my apartment too. I'd been an independent person. I could go anywhere I wanted, be able to travel anywhere I wanted. And suddenly, I couldn't really leave my apartment without getting bumped or bruised or hurt because I didn't know how to travel independently. My brain would be filled with images, ideas, thoughts, and before I could always get rid of them by drawing, and I couldn't do that anymore. And the images were there. I couldn't shut my eyes to get them out. I mean, they were just, it didn't matter if I blinked, it didn't matter if I closed my eyes. The images were there and they just kept grouping up. And the only way that I knew to get rid of them was to draw. And that's what sort of led me back into trying to get back into art. The fortunate thing that I had though was the people around me that believed in me even when I didn't. And that led me to be able to get back into art, and then that kind of helped guide me out of this whole, this darkness that I had fallen into. Whenever I lost my eyesight, I thought that made me different than everyone else. But I was fortunate though, because when I started painting and people started noticing the paintings, I started meeting soldiers that had PTSD, children that had autism, adults with Alzheimer's, all these different, hearing impairments, you name it. And I was traveling around the country meeting people, doing workshops with them. And what I discovered was that, the blindness didn't make me less like everyone else. It made me more like everyone. Everybody has a problem. Everybody has something in their life that's bigger than they are, and we have to face it. And we can't do it alone, but we don't have to. Everybody deals with this. And if we work together, we can get through anything. All of life is a symphony. It's different notes, it's different colors, that we're all taking in. But how we deal with that became so unique and personal to me. And I wanted to be able to, to understand that a little better. And that's one thing that painting helped. I think I'm the first blind person in history to really know what their son looked like when he was born. And I could feel his face as he was taking his first breaths. And I'd read every book on color theory, everything. I mean, I'm a huge nerd when it comes to art. But it wasn't until I felt his face that I actually understood what color was. And color exploded. Like, my paintings have never been the same since. It's like there was before that and then after. And I understood what color was. It's hard for us to see with our eyes, or maybe they're even unseeable. It's the parts of us, our hopes, our dreams, our thoughts, that really make us who we are, and that's what I wanted to paint. So I think if I could go back and give myself a piece of advice, I think what I would probably do is just not say anything right now, because I think things have happened in a way, and I know today I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. I'm more hopeful than I've ever been, and colors to me are brighter than they have ever been. So, I don't think I would want to throw a monkey wrench into that.